Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Christ, there comes a moment in every life when you meet someone and your soul whispers, "This one." The world may not understand it. Friends may question it. Circumstances may try to separate it. But when two souls are joined by the hand of God, no force on earth, no scheme of man, no trial of life can break them apart. What God joins, He also preserves. Now listen closely. Love is not a fleeting emotion. It is not just a feeling. It is a covenant. And when that covenant is ordained by God, it is stronger than steel, deeper than oceans, and more enduring than time itself. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes 4:12, though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. Did you catch that? A cord of 3 strands. That means you, your beloved, and the living God holding you both together. When two souls are brought together by the divine will of God, there is a bond that surpasses human understanding. This connection is not simply emotional or physical. It is spiritual, rooted in the eternal purposes of heaven. Such a union, crafted by the hand of the Almighty, carries a strength that no earthly force can undo. In a world filled with broken promises and fragile commitments, a God-ordained bond stands as a testament to the enduring power of divine intention. People may come and go, situations may rise and fall, but what God joins, He guards. What He ordains, He empowers to withstand. From the very beginning, the Creator established a pattern for connection. In the Garden of Eden, He said, "It is not good for man to be alone." And from that moment, He formed relationships not for convenience, but for purpose. When two souls are meant to walk together, they are not merely companions. They are co-laborers in God's plan, reflections of His love and grace on the earth. They are called to stand together, to lift one another, to press forward in unity, not just through the easy days, but through the storms that life inevitably brings. Trials will come. There will be moments of doubt, fear, and testing. The world may try to tear apart what God has built. Friends may misunderstand. Family may disapprove. Circumstances may seem overwhelming. But when God is the architect of a relationship, He is also the foundation. And when two people stand on that rock, they cannot be moved. They may bend, but they will not break. They may stumble, but they will not fall apart. For the glue that holds them is not human will. It is divine covenant. This kind of bond does not depend on constant perfection, does not require both people to have all the answers or to never fail. Rather, it is upheld by grace, mercy, and a shared pursuit of the one who brought them together. When souls are knit together by the Spirit of God, they are equipped with a supernatural strength to endure the pressures of life. Arguments do not divide them. Distance does not weaken them. Time does not dull their connection. For in every moment of struggle, their hearts return to the one who authored their love. Truth can be hard to comprehend in a world that views love as disposable. Society tells us that when things get hard, we should walk away. It teaches us to pursue self over sacrifice, pleasure over purpose. But God's love calls us higher, teaches us to endure, to forgive, to believe the best, to keep no record of wrongs. When two souls are aligned with that kind of love, they become unshakable. Not because they are strong in themselves, but because they are held by the one who is all-powerful. People will look at a couple joined by God and wonder how they survive the storms that wreck others. They'll marvel at the peace they carry, the unity they maintain, the joy that flows between them even in the valley. But the secret is not in their personality, compatibility, or effort. The secret is in their surrender. They have surrendered their relationship to the Lord, and in return, fortified it with grace. They do not walk alone. They walk with God in the center, a threefold cord not quickly broken. When two people are truly meant to be, their connection becomes a witness. It speaks of God's faithfulness. It displays His glory. It shows the world that love, when grounded in something eternal, does not fade away. These two individuals, joined by destiny, become a light to others. Their unity brings healing. Their perseverance inspires hope. Their story brings honor to the God who wrote it. The greatest challenges come not to destroy such a union, but to refine it. Fire does not ruin gold. It purifies it. So too do trials strengthen the bond between souls that are heaven-made. They come out stronger, wiser, more compassionate. Every tear becomes a testimony. Every setback becomes a setup for deeper intimacy and greater purpose. When God is in the center, nothing is wasted. Even the pain becomes a tool for His glory. To understand the depth of such a union, one must look beyond the natural eye. It is not about chance or timing or chemistry. It is about calling. It is about two lives uniquely crafted, coming together to fulfill a mission far greater than either could accomplish alone. When they pray, heaven moves. When they serve, lives are changed. When they love, it is with a love that bears the fingerprints of the divine love, as the world often portrays it, centered around feelings, fleeting emotions that come and go with the seasons of life. It is often romanticized in movies, songs, and stories as something spontaneous, uncontainable, and easy. But the truth is far deeper and far more enduring. Real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that stands the test of time, is not just a feeling, it is a covenant. A sacred promise not built on shifting emotions, but on steadfast commitment. Is not something we fall into and out of based on mood or convenience. It is something we choose daily, often in moments when feelings are absent and only faith remains. A covenant, in the biblical sense, is a solemn, binding agreement. It is not casual. It is not temporary. It is a vow made before God, not merely before men. When two people enter into a covenant of love, particularly in the context of marriage or spiritual partnership, they are not simply committing to each other. They are inviting God into the very foundation of their relationship. That covenant becomes a three-stranded cord, one person, the other person, and the Lord at the center. And this type of love does not waver with the winds of circumstance. Emotions can change. The spark that ignites love can sometimes dim in the face of real life challenges. Financial stress, illness, misunderstanding, failure. But covenant love stands firm because it is rooted in something deeper than emotion. It is anchored in a decision to love, serve, forgive, and stay no matter what may come. It's waking up on the hard days and still choosing to say, I'm here. I'm not leaving. I'm standing by you because I made a vow that does not depend on how I feel. This is why God designed love to be more than romance. Romance can begin a relationship, but covenant sustains it. Covenant is not intimidated by sacrifice. It is not discouraged by pain. It does not flee when things get difficult. In fact, covenant love often shines brightest in the darkest seasons, is in the midnight hours of life when health fails, when dreams are delayed, when disappointments arise. That covenant is revealed. Anyone can love when it's easy. True love is proven when it's hard. Many today are conditioned to believe that love must always feel exciting to be real. If the butterflies are gone, the world says, move on. If the chemistry fades, try someone new. But that's not love, that's infatuation. And infatuation cannot carry the weight of life's trials. Only covenant can. Covenant says, even if you stumble, I will help you rise. Even when I'm tired, I will still choose you. Even when my heart feels weak, my vow to love you will not be broken. It is this kind of love that reflects the heart of God Himself. God does not love us because we are always lovable. He loves us because He made a covenant to do so. His love is patient, kind, enduring, and unshakable. In the same way, when two people bind themselves together under God's authority, they are called to reflect that divine example. It is not about perfection. It is about persistence. It is about grace. It is about staying when everything else in the world says go. In covenant love, forgiveness flows freely. Grace is extended without hesitation. There is no tallying of faults, no weaponizing of past mistakes. Instead, there is a daily dying to self and a daily renewal of the promise. There is trust, not just in each other, in the God who holds both hearts together. And where that kind of trust exists, fear loses its power. In covenant love, the storms may rage, but the foundation does not crack. The rain may fall, but the house stands firm. There is beauty in this kind of love, but also responsibility. Covenant demands faithfulness. It requires a willingness to grow, to change, to serve, to endure. It calls for maturity. It demands that both people show up, not only when it's convenient, but when it's costly. And yet, it is in this cost that the greatest joy is found. Because when two people know they are safe in a covenant, they are free to be vulnerable, free to be honest, free to be themselves. Love becomes not just a feeling to enjoy, but a home to dwell in. This love, the love of covenant, not fade with age or waver with pressure. It deepens with time. It weathers the seasons. It leaves a legacy, speaks not only to the world but to heaven, saying, this is holy, this is sacred, this is eternal. Such love cannot be fabricated. It must be built brick by brick through daily acts of kindness, humility, and unwavering devotion. It is not a product of chance, but of choice. And when it is chosen again and again, becomes a reflection of the very heart of God. Life is filled with seasons, seasons of joy and peace, and seasons of hardship and testing. No relationship, no matter how divinely ordained, is exempt from trials. When two people come together in love, especially under God's design, they do not receive a guarantee of ease. What they receive is a promise of strength, a source of help, and the presence of God to carry them through. The storms will come, but it is not the absence of storms that proves the strength of a relationship. It is how that relationship weathers them. Love rooted in faith does not avoid hardship, it survives it. In any deep and meaningful relationship, there will be moments of weakness. There will be times when one person is exhausted and the other must carry more. There will be days when misunderstandings arise, when words hurt, when silence lingers longer than comfort allows. These moments can shake the foundations if they are built only on feelings. But if that relationship is anchored in God, it becomes unshakable. Feelings may shift, but faith provides an anchor that holds firm when the winds of trouble blow. When a couple or a pair of kindred souls places God at the center, they are not standing alone in their efforts. They are supported by the one who sees beyond the present struggle. In those trying moments, prayer becomes the bridge that keeps hearts connected when communication falters. Prayer invites God into the conversation, softens hearts that have grown hard. It brings clarity where confusion reigns. It reminds both people that they are not each other's enemy, but partners fighting against a common adversary. Humility plays a powerful role during these storms. Pride seeks to win the argument. Humility seeks to win the heart. Relationships built to last must be carried by two people who are willing to say, "I was wrong, I'm sorry, and let's work through this." It's not about being right. It's about being reconciled. And where God is allowed to reign, reconciliation is always possible. The flesh may desire to defend and protect self. The Spirit leads us to protect each other. Forgiveness becomes a daily discipline in lasting love. Not a one-time event, but a constant choice. Just as God's mercies are new every morning, so too must be the mercy we extend to the one we love. Holding on to bitterness poisons intimacy. Letting go, not in denial but in grace, opens the door for healing. It is not weakness to forgive, strength. It takes courage to release the right to be angry and instead choose peace. That courage comes from faith in God's ability to redeem even the most painful moments. Every relationship goes through wilderness seasons.